All right, hello. Please, please let's get seated, and I'll quickly. Let's get seated, please. Are we ready? Are we ready? Okay. Hello, everyone. Kian. So, this is the final round, and lucky for us, this session will be like 30 to 40 minute maximum. Yes, no, let's just say 40 in case, maybe question and answer. We're human. So 30 minutes, maximum of 35 or 40. If you have questions and you delay it, but it should be 30. So that's the ideal. Now we supposed to have another session, which is the final one, but that's one. For example, he's supposed to speak in the sustainable development one. We're going to start it tomorrow. So I guess we're all tired. Let's spend our 30 minutes for this session. Time to study in Russia. You will all benefit, and you have a lot to take back home for people to understand. You've been talking about collaboration. You've been talking about the necessity and the importance of Russia to go and come back there and give more opportunity. So this is a session for it. So let's take our time. I'm going to pass the baton to Natalia Sulkova, who is going to moderate it. So we have 30 to 40 minutes, and let's welcome her. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues, dear ladies and gentlemen. We are glad to welcome you today at today's meetings, and we hope that the results of our meeting will be fruitful and useful for all of them and for our countries. And our meeting helps us to develop fruitful cooperation. And first of all, I would like to start with the next information. And let me to speak in Russian. Правительство Российской Федерации предоставляет гражданам иностранных государств с 2023 года 30 тысяч квот для обучения.
Both university education and professional education. And the Russian Federation, in other words, provides you opportunity. Any foreign citizen can receive high-quality education in the Russian Federation. And starting from 2023, this quota accounts for 30,000 students. And we are in the midst of the campaign to recruit both Russians and foreign students, the admission campaign. The foreign students can enter the Russian universities at equal conditions with the Russians, and they can enter both if it is paid by the budget of the Russian Federation, and also you can conclude a contract on the fee-based basis. In the Russian Federation, based on statistics, we provide training to more than 350 foreign citizens at different levels of education, bachelor degree, specialist, PhD, postgraduate courses. And currently we have with us my colleagues, and they will represent the medical university in Russia. These are the specialists in those hands. Our life is, we entrust our lives and health to them. And of course, the major focus is made on quality of medical education. And it is mandatory that they need to speak Russian. They need to be fluent in Russian. When our students come to the clinics, come to the hospitals, they talk to their patients in Russian. And I always say one thing. Sometimes in Russian, I cannot explain what and where gives me a pain. And I don't believe that it is possible to explain not in your mother tongue. That's why I would like to give the floor to the Vice Rector on international activities to Pirogov Medical University, to Nadezhda Velova. Thank you very much for giving me the floor. And I'm really thankful to all the organizers for such an important and necessary event. And I will try to present our university in English. I believe this is more convenient.
And we was the first university in Russia and in Europe who provide medical education, high medical education for women. It was our special mission. Now, of course, we are one of the big medical universities in Russia, and we have both genders and students from different countries and from different cultures and so on. Next slide, please. I need to mention that we are medical university, so we are under Ministry of Health, not under Ministry of Education. It brings us some possibilities, but also some problems. The best possibilities we have that we are under Ministry of Health, that we can collaborate with all hospitals all over our country and all over Moscow. And we have more than 150 agreements between our university and hospitals in Moscow to provide best practice and best opportunities for our students to see as much patients as it possible. And I agree with my colleague that to be in medicine, you need to learn language of your patients. It doesn't matter in Russia you are or in any other country, all people all over the world ill in their own language. You have no possibility to remember any foreign word if you are ill. We have a lot of students. We increase the number of international students, and now we have students from more than 90 countries. Of course, we try our best in international ranking system, but we are not classical. We are medical, so we have no possibility to reach high places. Next slide, please. Most of our programs are not bachelor. Most of our programs, specialty degree programs, from 5 to 6 years alone. 2 of them we provide in Russian, English, bilingual, general medicine and dentistry. First 3 years will be in English with Russian course, and from the 4th year you will be in Russian with real patients in real hospitals. We have 2 bachelor programs, biology and social work, but it's not real medicine. All medical programs are specialty degree. Next slide, please. The same with, we have 2 double degree programs, general medicine and biology. Now programs with Italy are freeze, not stopped, but freeze. And we have now a program with Uzbekistan, with Bukhara. And a lot of agreements for students' mobility from Brazil to Japan for summer practice. Next slide, please. Several master degree programs, but they are also not medical. In Russian Federation, we have no possibility to split medical education for bachelor and master degree. We have whole course of medicine, but for master degree in psychology or in social work or in bioinformatics, you can find interesting fields to study. Next slide, please. And huge amount of programs of residency. Most of them for 2 years. Now 2 cardiosurgery and rehabilitation for 3 years and plastic surgery for 5 years. And as far as we know, our ministry choose the way for increase years in programs of residency, but now most of them for 2 years. All programs for residency are in Russian because total amount of time you will be in hospital with real patients, in real surgery, in real resuscitation departments, so no possibility to translate. Very fast decisions, very fast information. Next slide, please. Several PhD programs. I put here only main topics, but you can find whatever you want in PhD. PhD we have both in Russian and in English. It's free to get in both languages. Next slide, please. Of course, studying in university, it's not only studying, and I think that all of you will agree that the time you spend in university, it's the best time of your life. You are young, you are free, you are motivated, and we provide a big list of possibilities from music to sport, from volunteer center to student scientific society, and 2 main programs that can support our students. Tutors, we have social tutors. Each group of students get a social tutor to help to live in university. How to get books, how to deal with dean's office, where to buy food. And for all difficult disciplines, we provide professional tutors. They help free for all students, and you can get additional information from them or additional explanation of difficult topics. And Public Opinion Research Center, totally anonymous, and all results provide to rector and vice rectors and change life in university. Only students can find problems and questions that are important to them. Next slide, please. 3 our best students. We have a lot of international students. We have a lot of Russian students, but I want to mention 3 of best. Emmanuel Mbahoto from Nigeria, 5.0 in medicine, in Russian language, and the best voice of Moscow and of Russia, without no music education before entering Russia. And it was like a chance, one girl trying to get some music from our piano. He was near and tried to sing, and the head of our music center was near. So he present our university on all competitions and win everything. Malachi from Zimbabwe, best Russian, better than even from Russian students. From pharmacy, 5.0, and win the prize of President of Russian Federation for science fiction book. He write down a science fiction book and win a prize, and nobody understand that he not from Russia. Such good Russian language. And of course, best marks. And Trinity, also from Zimbabwe, also 5.0, but not at the end course. She had the third course, and also one of the best singers of our university. And we are really very proud of students from Africa. And as for me, as for Dean of International Medical School, students from Africa are the most motivated students in medicine. Next slide, please. We are located near Ruden, in one of the greenest places of Moscow, 10 minutes working time from our hostel, from our dormitory, and near Troporovo metro station. So very comfortable place, and for first 3 years you will stay in the main building of your university with no going around the Moscow, and only from the 4th year you will need to visit hospitals all over the Moscow. Next slide, please. We are really open for any collaboration. We are really open for any agreements, and we hope that students, international students, will be our proud and will get diplomas only with honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nadezhda, and we hope that this talented student will be talented doctors and everything will be okay in their life. Now, please, I would like to get a word from my colleagues from Tomsk State University, Anna Rybushkina. Anna? Anna? This university is situated in Russia city, which is called Tomsk, in Siberia. Коллеги, у нас проблемы?
Excuse me, can you hear me now? Am I online?
Anna, this you?
That's me, yes. My name is Svetlana.
Please.
Can you see and hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. I apologize for this technical issue. My name is Svetlana Rybushkina. I'm the head of International Division of Tomsk State University and also the acting Vice Rector for International Affairs. And thank you very much for the introduction. It's really a great pleasure to be present here today and talk about the university where I'm not only the head of the division, but also an alumni. And I know this university from both sides, being a student and now a staff. My university was founded in 1878, and this year we are celebrating our 145th anniversary. So the university is quite old. It's an imperial university. It was founded and established by the Emperor Alexander II. And I need to say that there are only 4 imperial universities at the whole territory of Russia. What is also so special about the Tomsk State University is, of course, the city. The city is really a true college town with only 5, sometimes 6, depending on the season, 100,000 people, inhabitants, residents. And we have 6 different universities, 2 of them stemming from TSU. We also have 2 private institutions and 4 branches of non-residential universities. In addition, we also have different institutions of the Russian Academy of Sciences and the Russian Medical Academy of Sciences. So altogether, every 10th resident of Tomsk is a student. Every 5th is associated with the university, works with the university. So being in Tomsk is really being in the center of a truly academic community environment, a very young and vibrant city. And we really take a lot of advantage from this. And you can see it on this slide. Tomsk, although it is located very far from Moscow, we are in the geographical center in the Asian part of our huge country. We were ranked second in the QS Best Student Cities in 2022. Just to let you understand the difference, right now in Tomsk, it's already 10 p.m. So we are 4 hours ahead of you right now. Can we now please move to the next slide? In addition to being in the center of Siberia, you probably know this word, and you know the name of the largest woods and forest on the globe called taiga. This is where we are. Can I see the next slide, please? TSU is a truly comprehensive university, which means that we teach almost every science except probably medicine. We do not have medicine. We have psychology, clinical psychology, but no real medicine like you could hear from the previous speaker. TSU is well known not only for the great science nowadays, but this is what we inherited from since the beginning. We have at least 3 Nobel laureates who were associated with Tomsk State University. You can see on the slide. Can we move on, please? And today we are proud to say that we are very highly ranked in different rankings, including the Shanghai ranking for the mechanical engineering. But our special pride is, of course, our international students. Today, we have over 16,000 students total. Out of them, 3,500 are international students. Over 1,000 students come from non-CIS countries, from countries like Africa, like Vietnam, Laos, Indonesia, and China, and so on, so on. At the moment, we have 70 countries represented in our university. Unfortunately, not so many from Africa. We do not really like that we have only 69 people from Africa, but we are very proud about the students who represent this beautiful continent. They study both in English and Russian. We have a very strong course of the Russian language. And here, for example, during this meeting, you could meet probably one of our students, Joshua Dubois. He is a representative of our university. He studies journalism. You can meet and talk to him. And also Carlos Tizvi. And Carlos Tizvi is a winner of the Tomsk City Olympiad competition of the Russian language. And when I heard him speaking Russian after only 9 months of studying the language, I was really impressed by how rich and beautiful his Russian is. Can we move on, please? Here you can see the whole list of different subjects and how they're ranked internationally. And you can also see this diagram demonstrating the whole scope of the subjects. Our students from Africa come from 17 different countries. Most of them come from Egypt and Ghana, but they study the whole range of different courses, including, can we move on? Mathematics and physics and agriculture, journalism. So they are not focused on any specific area, but I would say that every subject, both in the Russian language and English, is on demand and is picked up by our students from Africa. Can we move to the next slide? Some statistics about us today. Something I already mentioned. I would like only to add that until 1995, it was impossible for international students and visitors to come to Tomsk. It was a closed city. And today we already have 3,500 students. 1/4 of our students are international, which is what we are really proud of. Next slide, please. Tomsk is a very tolerant and international city, and we have many alumni who do not only stay in Tomsk and develop the culture of our city, but also come back to their countries and add to the economical and cultural development of their home countries. We would be proud to say that many of our students come back and become Nobel people with high positions, not only those from our past, but also nowadays. Here you can see several examples, and hopefully we will also have such people from Africa. Next slide, please. Today, as I told you, we have 69 students from 17 African countries. Most of them study in the English language. Some also receive scholarships and study the pre-course to learn the Russian language. Nowadays, more and more people from Africa join TSU. Today, Africa is among the countries that receive scholarships, and we hope that the diasporas from Africa will grow. They're one of the most popular countries nowadays. And I told you, it's not only software engineering, but also linguistics, agriculture, applied mathematics, psychology, Russian, philology, economics, and so on. We believe that the culture of the students is something that we can really benefit from. It's not only that we teach you, but we also learn a lot from you. And it's very important that our students become really integrated into our communities. This is just one of the examples. This year we had the Africa Day. In fact, it was not on May 25th, it was on May 24th, but it was a very big event with over 600 attendants and a very bright event that the university is still talking about. Let's move on. Next slide, please. What is very important that we always ask our students how much they enjoy their experience and what they like about the studies and how we can improve. And it is very important that we learn from you. And one of the special things about Tomsk State University is that we provide a comprehensive, full-fledged support, starting from day one when you just apply, and until you go home, and then continue communicating with you afterwards. Next slide, please.
Svetlana, time is over.
I am very close to the last slide. Next slide, please. Yeah, so here is some additional feedback. You can meet these people today during this meeting. Next slide, please. And I hope you will have access to my presentation and you will be able to read more about the programs. Just a couple of examples. Just next slide, please. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me or my students. And I think I will end here. Colleagues?
Thank you very much, Svetlana.
Thank you.
I hope that your information will be useful for our colleagues. And, коллеги, разрешите представить тот университет, в котором вы сейчас находитесь. Я предполагаю, что сегодня уже вы много услышали о Российском университете дружбы народов. Я постараюсь быть краткой. Я понимаю, что вы устали. You are very tired. Наш университет – это университет классический. Мы подготовили более 2000
graduates for more than 180 countries of the world. We are the university where all kinds of curricula is fulfilled. So we have more than 10 different faculties, institutes, and academies as part of the university. So we speak that most in demand is general medicine, international relations. These faculties are more in demand. But thinking about the citizens of the Russian Federation and Africans, we have more than 2,000 people representing 54 African countries, including North uh, Africa, and general medicine, dentistry, economics, international relations, pharmacy, architecture, and law are the most the in-demand specialists. And our rector is Doctor of Economic and Legal Sciences. Our um, our students have a lot of advantages. They have an opportunity to receive a certificate of an interpreter or translator. We have more than 80 programs on foreign languages, provided that medicine is the most demanded specialty. General medicine and dentistry is taught in English. However, so quite recently we started a new digital product. Any citizen from any part of the world has an opportunity to study Russian and to learn Russian regardless where you are and what time is it where you are. So we have digital faculty uh, for the students to be prepared before they enter the university. So in 2022, more than 20,000 international students have undergone this project. So no education is possible without science. That is why we have more than 200 scientific clubs, more than 40 research and academic centers. And the most interesting are neurosurgery, fundamental and applied maths, and also languages. This slide, you can see the uh, areas our scientists work on. But still, as my colleagues have said, education is important, science is important, but students need to live, to develop, to do sports. So every international student obligatory has can have place in the students campus of our university, provided the international structure of our university. And now we have more than 11,000 international students representing 161 countries of the world. We have the national traditional groups who conduct days the of the culture of their regions. So our students have a great opportunity to learn with the history, cultures, and traditions of other countries. And this is not all. We certainly think about our students' health, and that is why they actively participate in annual competition in 11 kinds of sports, and many times they were the winners in bowling and swimming and tennis. Our students, including international students, volunteer a lot, and this is what I would like to highlight. In time of COVID-19, they actively worked in our hospitals and outpatients clinics. So our university is a great opportunity to find the profession you want, to study it, to learn several languages, to get friends from all over the world. And this is not all. You can create the fundament of your own business because you have partners in all the countries of the world. This will help to strengthen collaboration between African countries and countries from all over the world. You can be a star in sport, dancing, singing. You can create your career. You can be a part of a big friendly family and become a leader, because the youth of today is responsible for the future of the whole world. Our students, our graduates, and this is highlighted by practice. We have more than 14,000 specialists prepared for African countries. Many of them have become and will be, hopefully, presidents, ministers, and tops in different branches in their countries. So finally, I would like to highlight that our university uh, is now top 342 in the world university ranking. Also, we are in good ranking regarding oil and gas, linguistics, etc. So the colleagues who worked with you today, um, they work the faculty of and philology. So they promote modern languages and linguistics. So today, you and we work as for the new events. I would like to invite you to the second international annual uh, students conference, so 2023 in November, for sustainable development of, civilization. So the way of Africa to 17 aims of sustainable development. I would like to highlight our position here regarding the sustainable development goals. But I would like to highlight this and this and this is our beloved university. And I graduated from this university too in my time, so I'm happy to speak about this. Let me say once again, yes, any international citizen has an opportunity to enter Russian universities. So 30,000 grants for people from all over the world. Speaking about our university, Ministry of Science and Higher Education has places for us to select international citizens for being our students. So they participate in Olympiads and they can study here for free. So these Olympiads, the competitions, are located on the resource platforms of the African countries. We have 62 platforms in 37 world countries. 14 of them are located in Africa: Morocco, Namibia, Zambia, and Nigeria. Centers of Russian languages and profile classes for learning languages in Morocco, Zambia, Cameroon, Namibia, and other countries. So we would be grateful for you if the information you get today is transferred to your people so that they use the unique opportunities of entering it. Because if they participate in Olympiads, the competitions, they can study here for free, or they can get grants if they win Rudin Brilliant Students competition. They have the right to get our grants. 21 of them, 25,000 rubles every month. So our Open Olympiad has been held since 2016. Let me stop some figures. In these years, more than 9,000 people from Africa participated in it, and more than 900 winners. Um, so 453 winners and 309 laureates were there, and they now study in our Rudy and Patrice Lumumba University. Let me highlight one thing. We have open doors Olympiad like the one launched by the the global universities. And so we invite all of you here and will be grateful to you if you share this information in your countries so that they get it. Clearly, we also work contract based, so you'll get the slides and you can see the information if you want to study here for money, so that you can participate in the competition, so that you study here. Uh, this competition is a portfolio competition speaking about medicine. You need to be tested in chemistry or biology in English or in Russian. And finally, and still the next slide, please. I would like once again to underline in March 2023, our Rudian University received back uh, Patrice Lumumba name. So now we are Patrice Lumumba Rudian University. We are happy for that. And we are sure that you will submit this information in your countries, the true information about the Russia's system of education and about Russia, the the truthful information you can share. So we're glad to welcome you to today's meeting.
They will be useful and fruitful for you. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. I believe our participants really do enjoyed it, right? And useful. And now we will move to, since we said we are moving the next session to tomorrow, and we have our representative, we have Katia. I'm looking for the name. Yeah. Katia Buzikina. She will be telling you how tomorrow is going to be, especially the International Press Conference model. So how it's going to be. We've shared, I think we've shared it with her, right? Does she have it? Yeah. The groups. All right. Okay.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. It's my great pleasure and honor to welcome you here on behalf of the Research Division of Ruden University and on behalf of the organizing committee of the second international conference of Ruden University that is devoted to the Sustainable Development Goals. And the fact that I'm giving the presentation means that we are practically finished with the business program of day one. And are ready to start our beautiful journey towards day 2, which is totally devoted to sustainable development goals. So this topic is just adorable. At first, we will start with the place of Ruden University in the process of reaching sustainable development goals, and then move on to the role play game. Можно, пожалуйста, мне следующий слайд? So, we are going to play a role-play game, the model of the International Press Conference that goes under the heading Africa's Pathway to 17 SDGs, an integrated approach. And before we meet on the model of the International Press Conference, we kindly ask you to prepare for this role-playing game. So you will form 2 teams. The teams in advance should monitor the news media with the focus to the Sustainable Development Goals. So the main question is how the news media in your country cover SDGs. So you will make decisions as a group based on the information that is available in the news media and discuss your strategy, how to approach Sustainable Development Goals. And tomorrow, on Tuesday, one person from a team will perform this so-called research on SDGs, make a short presentation in order for the second team to ask questions. So this is vitally important to do some kind of research and to prepare a presentation before the role play game, before the model of international press conference. So the teams should ask questions after presented research and be ready to answer. And then they will change roles. So team 2 will make a presentation and team 1 ask questions. So this is going to be very interesting and interactive, and we will touch upon the most vital issues of sustainable development of our planet. So through this role-playing and discussion, we will form some type of a communique for the 17 SDGs conference, which will be held in November 2023. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. Now that we know that we are to be in 2 groups, and we'll, to the group chat, those who, especially those who travel from Africa down here, you will see it there. But for those who did not travel from Africa, what we just do is this. If you are here and remember that participation fully tomorrow is also part of this in order for you to get a certificate of this program. Remember that. So it means that you're also participating. So you need to join one group. So we have 2 groups, and what I would say is this. Just tell me where you would like to be, group 1 or group 2. You can come to me after this session. Then I'll now just add your name, and I'll tell you those who belong to your group tomorrow. Right? Those who did not travel from Africa to this place, but they are Moscow-based participants, and you're also going to be part of this activity tomorrow. What you need to do is you meet me after the session, and I'll tell you which group you belong, group 1 or group 2. Your name will be there by tomorrow, then you will join them, then you have it together. So thank you very much once again for your time, for your patience, and for everything. I think my colleague is going to close it here.
Thank you very much. I will be very, very fast. I really enjoyed this day. I do hope that you too. We are a little bit tired already, but still we have discussed a lot of very important questions, and we have already found a lot of very important ways of cooperation with each other. And I believe that tomorrow, probably during the lunchtime or later, we will have this kind of informal communication that will help us to find the very exact and practical ways of cooperation together with the Russian People's Friendship University of Russia, together with the Russian media professionals, because we know a lot of them and you have seen a lot of them today, and we can also link you with some professionals that you would like to. Even the collaboration between your countries, because I know that not all the countries in Africa work together very closely. So there are a lot of possibilities and opportunities that we should use, but we should think about it tomorrow just to fresh our head and to have a good evening in Moscow. Thank you very much.